I like that shirt. Orange. Orange?
Orange.
Orange?
Yeah, it's a yellowish orange. Somewhere in between.
Burnt yellow?
Yeah. Orange.
Orange.
How are you?
I'm good. I want to go back to saying things, though, because you say ADULT.
Adult?
Adult.
Yeah.
Adult.
Adult.
Not adult. Adult with a U. Adult.
That's the way I say it. Adult.
You're saying yours is like a little bit of an O. Adult. Adult.
Adult.
Adult.
Adult.
Do you hear the difference?
Adult. Pre-show talk's finished.
Welcome to One Topic, where we stick to one topic. My name is Autumn Fisher.
My name is Greg Russ. Go for it, Autumn. It's your week.
It's my week.
It's your topic.
It's my topic week. It's my week topic. Oh, no, not my week topic.
No, now we've lost all listeners.
Oh, no. This is when I get nervous, I click my pen.
This is how much trust we've built with our audience. We just say something, weak topic, I'm out of here.
Nah.
I don't trust them to actually do something good.
If it's a weak topic, I'm not listening. Delete. Unsubscribe. Exit out of the app and close it forever.
0 stars if I could. This show caused me to kill myself.
This week's topic is the beach.
Because
I recently took a beach vacation with family and some friends joined us. And I saw a lot of things and wanted to mention a lot of things, talk about a lot of things. And I know that we disagree. Right?
Yes.
I love the beach.
Can we, how about throughout the show, can we pronounce it betch?
The batch.
Yeah, and then,
sure.
So we went to the bitch. That's what
no,
I
not
ultimately.
The bitch. You can't just say the bitch.
That's why I just want us to stir some stuff here. I just want to stir things, Autumn.
No, but if you're gonna stir, you can't be so on the nose. You can't just call it a bitch.
Well, what I was telling you is it would evolve into that. So 30 minutes in, it would still be bitch. It'd be betch up front, then bitch, and then bitch. Just by the end, I'd straight up be calling it the bitch.
How about biatch?
No, I would never. Fuck that. People still use that term?
She is. Oh, how about people who, instead of just calling someone a bitch, like, she was a real B. You're acting like a real B word.
Yeah, just say the word.
At that point.
I can't get into that.
What are you, 8 years old? A B word.
What are you protecting? What are you worried about? Who's going to come after you and say something to you?
I mean, maybe if there are kids around.
Okay.
Then just say jerk.
I curse in front of your kids.
Oh, I do too. I have a recording of Pete saying, "What the fuck?"
I mean, every time I do, I'm sorry. And then I try to back off, but it's too late. The damage has been done at that point.
It's done. Here, I'm going to play it for you. Hold on.
Was this recorded at the beach?
No. I mean, yes.
You should have just said yes.
I know. Mark it. Yes.
Hey. Oh, no.
You love it.
What the fuck?
You're eating that shit up.
I was dying because I felt like it was a weird laugh because I felt like I couldn't laugh super loud to encourage him, but I couldn't stop it from coming out. I was like kicking my feet in the car.
That was a very encouraging laugh, yes. If that was your goal was to not encourage him, he gave him a reaction that he's never seen before in his life. He's like, I want that again. I want mom to react like that again.
So bad. Here. Okay. Anyway, I took that little kid who said, "What the fuck?" to the beach.
I do want to say, because you've already established that we're in disagreement with the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to state up front, because someone wrote a review once, these things don't bother me. I don't think about these things. Just kidding. They actually were very complimentary of the show. This is one of the reviews that was on iTunes.
Okay.
And again, complimentary, nice things. I think it was a 5-star rating, but there was a statement that I complained too much sometimes. And the person felt as though it was lazy, which it could be. I am going to complain about the things I don't like because it's really just stating the things I don't like about the beach as we move forward. But that was constructive criticism to me. I take it that way. I found no offense in it. Someone sometimes comes out and they want to attack and they want to stab you and they want you to feel bad. Like you just suck, and they don't back up their claim.
Right.
There was a reason here. The person thinks that I'm got more in me than that. So I'm going to try to explain the reasons I fucking hate the beach better than just stating it and not going into it.
Okay.
It's a promise I make for this show.
Okay.
So we'll begin, though, with you.
Right.
And your love
of the beach. I love being at the beach. I don't love all of the schlepping that you have to do.
Yep, that's one of the things. Gotta lug so much shit. That's on my list. One of the reasons I don't like it.
But I think being a woman and a mom, I feel like that's a dad job to do, to like pull a wagon full of bullshit.
Hold on.
And I carry a couple of things.
A wagon on the...
Yeah, when you have these kids, boy, you got to bring all kinds of bullshit.
I understand that, but a wagon's not going to be functional in the sand. You need...
There are specific wagons that have like the big wide tires that roll on sand easier.
Okay. And I've seen people use big sleds before. Not a sled with two rails, but like a flat... It's not a quite flat bottom sled, but it's curved to it, but they use that. And that seems to make more sense with the sand.
Yeah, they make special big fat tire wagons, and you can put the kids in them and stuff. Well, actually, the last time we did that, they fell over and they got hurt. But so maybe you're not supposed to put your kids in there, but I think everybody does it. But what I love about being on the beach, if it's, let's say minus kids, because I think if I think about my ideal beach experience, it's no kids, because you don't have to bring all the bullshit.
Is that your ideal life experience at this point?
Only because I have a lot of kids in my life. You know what I mean? If I didn't have the kids around all the time, I would say like, I just want to be with the kids, But yes, I think about being on the beach and it's tropical. I'm not talking about like Daytona, Myrtle Beach. I like all of those beaches. That's fine. But my ideal is like Caribbean, tropical beach, Hawaii. It's hot. You have shade. You have a really comfortable chair that you can like lean back and nap in. Mm-hmm. It's you get the water is comfortable to get in, so that when you get really hot, you go for a little light swim. There's not a ton of waves. Like I don't mind a little bit of a wave, because when it's just like nothing, like really still, it just kind of feels like you're in a salty lake. So I would want like a little bit of something, but not a lot where it was like, oh shit, I'm tumbling through the sand underwater and I'm scared. Not that. You come out and you let the air dry you, and it feels so good because it's like a little bit of like an air conditioning feeling, right? Because you're all wet and you air dry, and it feels so good. And you brought snacks and you're drinking like a beer with a cut lime in it, not Corona. A Corona is really just Bud Light, Miller Light, Coors Light with like a mask on, pretending it's tropical. All those beers are exactly the same. You put a lime in any of those beers, you have yourself a Corona. You brought like cheese and crackers, snacks, food, hanging out with your friends, laughing, talking all day. I'll spend all day at the beach.
I don't know how you do it. That is one. I can go to the beach. I can enjoy the beach. I can enjoy the majesty of the ocean and the power of the planet. And I can feel small, and I can look out and think, wow, there were times that people looked and they didn't even know what was on the other side of that horizon. And it blew their minds when they maybe figured out that the world was round, even though the idea that so many people believed it was flat is not as true as many people present. But that's fine.
Okay.
10 minutes. That's all I need. Go to the beach. You see it. 10 minutes. I can sit. So my dad bought a condo in Pensacola, and you can see the beach from the balcony. Mm-hmm. You can sit out there. You can look at it. That's nice.
That's all you need.
But the moment you go down to the beach, and you're talking about tropical beaches, so that means there's a lot of people out there. because people do like this. I understand it's warm, and then what are you going to do with yourself? Well, let's go sunbathe and then cool off when we want to by getting into the water that's filled with all these animals and waste, their waste, human waste that's dumped in there. God knows what else. Step on something and you think, what the hell was that? And now you've got this flesh-eating bacteria that is getting into people's open wounds, and there's the possibility of sharks and riptides, and I don't want it. Seaweed floats up and scrapes against you, and then you realize it's just this gross, slimy weed, and you feel like an idiot because you thought it was an animal. 10 minutes. That's because I feel like what I get out of the beach isn't what you get out of the beach, and it's a very social event for you.
Yeah.
You're spending the day there. How do you not get bored? And so when
you do get bored. You get up, you take long walks down to the pier, that's way in the distance. And
what
you
is
think,
the day?
We'll never be able to walk that far. And then you end up at the pier.
Yeah, and you're hot.
Yeah.
And soaked with sweat and
yeah, but you're in a
sticky
bathing suit, so you just cool off immediately.
That's another thing. I don't wear shorts.
Yeah.
So
do you own a bathing suit?
I own the bathing suit that I got from Pacific Sunwear when I worked there when I was 17 years old.
Wow. I bet you it's back in style. Like it was out of style.
They're just
now
Hawaiian board shorts.
Oh, no, that's not cool.
What are you supposed to wear? What kind of bathing suit are men wearing these days?
They're wearing kind of like vintage, not short, like dolphin shorts, like those little bicycle shorts, but like mid-thigh shorts, little shorts. Very like tropical, fun
Nobody
designs.
wants to see this on me.
Yes, they do.
On me, nobody wants to see this.
Yes, they do.
Who?
People who like to look at men's legs.
If you'd said you said me, I would want to see this, then maybe I would have thought about doing it.
I would want to see that.
Well, it's too late.
I am people. I am those people.
I don't believe you now. My legs have not seen the sun in over a decade.
Why is that something to be proud of?
It's just like seeing Star Wars when I hadn't seen it for so long. It's a misplaced point of pride. You're right.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't want to end that streak.
Like, I'll sweat my ass off in these tight-ass dark jeans. I'm not wearing shorts.
I have really taken to black jeans, black pants.
Yeah.
I wear or gray, but dark gray. I wear them.
Yeah, they're not black.
I went, when I went to the condo my dad got, and he loves it and he's very proud of it. And I feel like I've been dismissive of it, which hurts his feelings, but it's not, he worked hard and he bought this, and it's just, I don't get much out of the beach. So there was one point though, he wanted to go to the beach with me. Mm-hmm. We went fishing on a boat. That's fine. I'll go do that. I did
in your pants?
Yeah, I wear pants. It got hot. I'm not going to lie. But I don't have shorts. I don't own any shorts. There's no good style of shorts that I can find. Here I am complaining, but here's the reason why.
Okay.
What? The cargo shorts are out?
No.
They're done. And I never really liked those to begin with. Little shorts. I don't want that. I've already established that nobody needs to see my legs. Also, my legs would need some work with some tanning before I ever went out.
Why?
And there's some bow-leggedness that I've got going on. We'll hide that.
People like bow-legged men.
Well, I don't.
There's that song about it.
What style short? Let's just start with this.
I am trying to picture you in a short, and I'm having difficulty picturing you.
There you go. Just by knowing me, that there's no short that fits me. My personality, the way I conduct myself and carry myself, there's not a short that exists out there.
That's not true.
It's exactly true. You can't even figure it out. So outside,
I feel like a tight. Okay, the closest thing I can think of right now is those guys who wear like a tight pants that they roll up at the bottom, and then they have like a beachy look, right? Then you can wear like a shoe with no sock type of thing, or like a really low no-show sock, so it looks like you're not wearing socks.
Keep going.
All right, and then like a really loose, flowy tops, like a button-up something. Not
linen.
Yeah, not linen.
No, it's never happening. A button-up shirt that I leave open so my chest is exposed and all
and then
the
you
hair.
Wear a gold chain in the chest.
It's the shorts we've established. on a larger scale than just me, what kind of shorts do men wear? I'm not up to speed with this. Do you have an answer for that?
I don't. I feel like they've gotten slimmer, like cleaner looking, right? You just said that a cargo short is not in style anymore, and it's not. And those are real like chunky looking shorts on men.
And it probably hasn't been for 15 years. It's just because I haven't worn shorts, so I don't know.
Right. Well, a lot of people are still wearing them, which is dumb because people can't change with trends or whatever. So yeah, it's a much more cleaner look.
Okay. I would be
tighter.
I'd be open to looking for some shorts. I'll give you that.
Uh-huh.
But I doubt we'd find any. Then you brought up the short socks. No.
No shows?
I don't. I mean, this is another problem. I don't like sandals. I don't like flip-flops. And I know that's beach wear.
Men should not wear flip-flops unless they're at the beach.
And there's a very good valid reason to wear them at the beach. I get it. Because of the sand and it gets in the shoe and you
get them. Yeah, you take off your flip-flops really easily.
They can be wet. Go rinse them off. But I don't like them.
Okay.
And so the shoes that I do have, what kind of socks do you wear? Well, probably don't even have shoes that work with socks. So, work with shorts. And I don't have the proper socks.
No, you have the right shoes. That's fine. The shoes you have are fine. You would just need some no-shows.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that's a problem that's solved. I'm not going to fight that one too much. I just don't have any no-shows.
Yeah.
But
still, but going to the beach in this outfit, you still would not be interested in spending more than 10 minutes.
No, so here's to finish the story that kicked this whole thing off. My dad said, let's go to the beach and just sit there. He has these folding chairs and he likes to just get close to where the water comes in and put his feet into the water.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
I said, okay, I'll be down there in 30 minutes. You go ahead, I'll find you. Stalling. 45 minutes goes by. And he's like, I should get down there. Go down to my pants. Just roll up my pants a little bit. Take off my shoes. Put my feet in the water with him. And yeah, I sat there. I was like, okay, this is nice. The end.
Sun baking on your dark jeans.
I'm not
just
saying...
absorbing into those legs.
I'm not saying that I'm not setting it up in a way that it's anything... It could be anything but miserable.
Yeah.
But there's a scene in the Mean Streets, which is Martin Scorsese film. And Charlie, who's played by Harvey Keitel, he's at the beach with his girlfriend. And he's like, I hate the sun. Come on, can we just go inside? And she asks him what else he hates. And he says, I hate the ocean. I hate the beach. I hate the sun. I hate the grass and the trees. I hate heat. And I like grass and trees. But it sums it up. I really related to that. And I just think there are some people who don't want to be sitting outside. There's stickiness that comes with it. There's sand.
Yeah. Do you agree with Anakin Skywalker when he says he doesn't like sand?
I didn't even know that line.
Well, he says it's all coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Idiot.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, I can appreciate that line, but the way you deliver it, if that's how he delivers it,
that's how he delivers it.
No, then I hate it. I absolutely cannot stand the way that line because it's not thoughtful at all. It just
the whole script is not thoughtful.
Did you know? By the way, quickly, baby powder removes sand.
Of course, I know that because it gets all over my kids, and I put baby powder all over their hands so that they can eat a grape.
This was a discovery that I was like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah,
it works really well.
Well, because it evaporates or sucks up the moisture on your skin, so the sand has nothing to stick to.
Yeah. I love the sand. I love it. So I set myself up to be as the most comfortable as I can be at the beach. I'm in a bathing suit so that I can have, I can get in the water. But also I'm not covered up like crazy, so I don't get too hot and miserable, because there are some days though, honestly, at the beach when sometimes it is just too hot. So nobody wants those days. You want like a mild day. I have a beach cover up so that if I feel fat or something, or if I'm walking somewhere far, I can cover that up. You get a nice hat, so you don't have to worry about
floppy
everything.
Hat.
No, not the big floppy hat.
That's
I
on
have
my
had
list
the floppy
too.
hat because that was during board short times. That was the past. Now it's like a smaller hat.
That was on my list also. I cannot stand the floppy hat.
Oh, especially they're kind of coming back a little bit and they'll have sayings on them, like rose all day on the big brim.
That is representative of the personality that likes the beach. This is another thing. People who like sayings, who like wearing floppy hats that say things like rosé all day or I'm here to look for girls to bang. Something like that. We don't need to be clever now. It lures out some of the lowest of the low. People that
That's 100% true.
I do not need to associate with these people. These are the kind of people that go out and they like to toss a frisbee around. Not because they enjoy tossing a frisbee around, but because they want to show off for the other people on the beach watching them toss a frisbee around while they're chugging their beers.
That's why some people are doing it. That's not why everyone is doing it.
I know it's not why.
I wrote that down as beach games. You throw a frisbee.
Well,
there's a ball. There's like someone's in the water, someone's out of the water, and you're throwing the ball to them, and sometimes they miss it and they have to swim for it. It's fun.
Yeah, I enjoy doing that in a pool. I really enjoyed the ball games in a pool.
All right, now hold on. You don't like the beach. You would go to a pool all day?
No, an hour.
Okay. Oh, so the beach is only 10 minutes.
The beach is dirtier and it's more work.
It's not dirty.
And the chemicals in the pool, I love the smell of chlorine and I feel refreshed after it.
Wow, interesting.
I don't go to the pool and feel like I need to take a shower after I'm done with it.
Oh,
Even though you should, I don't.
You don't get sand all up in your
And I leave the beach,
crevices.
I feel like I've got to take a shower.
Well, you do. You have to get the salt off of you.
So these are the things. It just creates more work.
But I like being salty and then you rinse off in that shower and it feels so good. Like that's a kind of nice feeling. I like that. And then you go jump in the pool. Like you rinse off and then you jump in a pool and then you go back up to wherever you're staying.
Yeah. Do you know what it's like if someone poured maple syrup all over you and then you took a shower? That shower would feel really good because you were getting all that gross sticky syrup off of you.
You'd be miserable in the maple syrup, but I'm not miserable with the salt on me.
Okay.
My hair looks good. It's all salty. You can buy like salt spray for your hair. I'm like getting it natural from the fucking ocean, dude.
So when you say you go to the beach all day,
yeah.
How many hours is that?
If I had my druthers, and like I said, without kids, because the kids get bored, people have to take naps, people have to go potty.
Yeah,
this
is
crap.
you.
Yeah.
And you can
I would go out
you...
at like 9 a.m. to like 3.
All right, it's not as bad as I was thinking.
It has been though. Like when my family would, there was like a bunch of years where I think we went every year to the beach, and my aunt and uncle would be out there before any of us, and they would be out there, and the sun would be going down. So I think that there were probably shifts. I don't think that they were down there the entire time, but I bet you that they were up at the condo for like an hour out of 12.
I don't know how people do that.
I know, I love it. You read a book, you take a nap.
How can you sleep when it's so
with
hot?
The ocean. You're not hot because you're not wearing black pants and a gray shirt.
You
have shade.
Look, the experience that I had as a kid when we went to the beach was there was enough there to keep me occupied, and I enjoyed it. And I would go swimming and got this boogie board.
Yeah,
And I would catch the waves and ride that in. And, sometimes I let the waves crash into me, and I enjoyed being knocked under.
Oh, you did?
It was fun.
Oh, it always scared me.
I get really into that. I think what ruined it for me is the long days. They just seemed to drag on, and then I always felt bad after them. Like sitting in the heat in the sun all day just took a toll on. It's like day drinking. Now, if you drink during the day and you stop, it's a similar feeling to me.
Maybe you were in the sun too long.
Maybe I was in the sun too long.
Did your parents bring umbrellas and stuff?
I don't recall.
Yeah.
I'm surprised my mother does not have skin cancer because she loved just sitting in the sun, and it wasn't even sunscreen that she would put on. It was.
Oh, I know.
It was tanning oil.
So that's something I wrote down too. There are people on these beaches who just soak up that sun, and they're brown as their skin can get. And I don't understand. And they turn their chairs to face wherever the sun is going in the sky. And for me, I'm hiding from the sun all day, basically. I'm under a hat, I'm under an umbrella. I'm in the sun a little bit, but I'm trying to get away from the sun.
Yeah, they're like sunflowers following that sun across the sky.
They really are. And I really like at the beach, like there's a lot of great people watching. that you can do. Lots of different bodies on display, and it's nice to see different bodies. And it's crazy to see some bodies that are out there that they're like, I'm just wearing my two-piece because
I'll give you that. That's a nice
yeah.
thing that people will go out there, and the beach does make many people insecure, and I wonder how many people avoid it for that very reason, because you're showing off your body. So when you do see people, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. It's weirdly empowering, or not empowering. Maybe it's more just exposure to everyday bodies that we don't see as often, unless you go to a gym all the time and you see people in your locker room naked.
Yeah, and those people really don't care sometimes.
Yeah.
Man drying his balls off with a blow dryer.
Got to keep them dry.
I understand.
Doesn't want to chafe.
But there is just...
Doesn't want any smell.
These are things that need to be taken care of, part of his hygiene regimen.
Yeah.
But just to do it so openly with his leg up on the bench and his butthole showing, and because he's bending over. It's like, hey, come on. Draw the line a bit. I understand that you need to do this. You want to walk around naked? That's fine. I don't need the full show, my friend.
Yeah.
And people watching on the beach, it's certainly there, but at these beaches, they get so popular and crowded. I feel like tensions run high. People get annoyed with one another. You're vying for prime space. Something comes over to your space by accident, or those dudes, those bros throwing the frisbee around and they say something beforehand like, I'm gonna throw it over there. Look at that chick.
Oh yeah.
Then it lands there, and you got to deal with this. Empty beaches. If the beach could be empty, I'd be more inclined. A cold, empty beach.
Like wintertime cold?
Yes. I wouldn't be, sitting out in my bathing suit at that point.
Right.
But I would spend more time on the beach. I did.
Interesting.
I did that at Montauk before. At Montauk, got out there for a snowstorm, and I probably spent 2 hours out there walking along the beach.
Really?
It was beautiful. Because
was the wind blowing the sand around?
Well, the
and it hurt?
sand at that point is not. It's somewhat frozen, and then the snow's on top of it, so it's not being blown around. And this wasn't. The winds weren't awful. So then you get to look at the ocean and feel all those things I previously stated, enjoy the majesty of it, and not have to deal with all the people, not have to deal with the clothing issues, not have to deal with the hot sun. You see, it's a totally different experience.
Yeah, it really is. My ideal beach experience is not full of people. I want it to be my people that I'm with. And then I want all the conveniences around me. I don't want it to be super crowded. I don't want there to be like live music playing somewhere. I want there to be just my
like
friends.
Calypso. You're not a fan of Calypso.
No, I don't want any of that bullshit, especially because those people come around and they start playing at you and then you give them money. Or, I don't know.
Wait, that's I've never dealt with this. This is...
At like in more tropical places, things like that will happen.
Oh, I mean, we went to the Bahamas once on a cruise ship, and immediately when we got off the boat, I was 16. They put a bracelet on you. This is a friendship bracelet between our two countries. And then I said, thank you. Give me money. Then I don't have any. Ripped it off.
He did.
What happened to the friendship?
Yep.
Our friendship.
You weren't fulfilling your part of the friendship by giving him money.
There was also a time I was in St. Martin, and I walked fast, and I was wearing pants. And the guy's like, "Whoa, yo, slow it down. Slow it down. You're on vacation." I said, "No." And then I kept going.
Just no?
Yes. I said, "No.
No.
This is what I'm doing. This is the way I'm enjoying it."
I was at a beach where you were allowed to be topless. Well, it was just like a country where you're allowed to be topless on the beach. So I tried it out, and I was really insecure at first, but then I just kind of forgot. Just like how everyone says, that's how that happens. You just kind of forget. And these guys came up and were selling jewelry and stuff, and I was just, my boobs were all out. It was cool.
Where was this?
In St. Lucia. Nope.
No what? No,
Dominican Republic.
Not St. Lucia.
No, not St. Lucia. Dominican Republic.
Yeah, I don't see any reason. The only reason women need to cover up is because dudes are pervs.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. It's like that a man, let's say that the majority of men can just like there's a woman and she's topless and no big deal. But I feel like just even 1% of harassment. If that's all it was 1%.
This was an adult resort. So it was part of this beach where there were no children allowed. And there was this German woman with her husband or whoever, and they were playing frisbee with her top off. I was like, oh, cool. I just wanted to, I didn't feel, I mean, I ended up feeling comfortable, but I still felt, well, I don't know. I just wanted to be the person who tried it. You know what I mean?
Let me
that
ask
thing where
you.
like I don't want to be afraid of things. So I was kind of afraid of it. So I just did it anyway, that kind of thing.
Which is cool, which is something you need to do in life.
Yeah. Experience.
Take risks.
Yeah.
Take off your top.
Okay. I'm scared, but I will.
Here in New York, I think I've told you, it's legal for women to walk around topless.
Yeah. That's insane though.
So then every once in a while, there's one person who does it just because they can.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sure they're harassed nonstop.
Yeah.
And that's the reason people...
Unless they do it all the time. And then anybody who sees them on a normal day will be like, oh, there's that chick who always has her top off. See, you know what I mean? Like it just takes time to be exposed to it.
Yeah, just so many people that I don't know if she comes across the same people often enough. But you're right. If it were a smaller place and you just saw the same people every single day, that over time, and probably not even that much time, just a week or two.
A week, yeah.
And like, oh, yeah, there she is again.
Yep.
So this beach where you're topless, let me ask you if it had any of these things.
Okay.
Were there people who had sunglasses that also doubled as a bottle opener? So the ends.
No.
Okay, that's good.
No.
Did anyone have a beverage
Those
plate?
people were all at the pool bar where mysteriously no one gets out to pee.
Yeah, that's, you know, again, with the pool and the chlorine, maybe you just let it go.
Yeah.
Even though we've talked about pools before and how, despite the chemicals, I think about how the water is running up into people's crevices and up their butts, and then it flows out, and then there's people swimming around and they're shooting water out of their mouth. So in essence, you're putting butt water. You're putting.
Oh, I'm peeing in a pool in one area and then later spitting it out of my mouth 100%.
And the chemicals are there for that reason, but it's still, you think about it, it's a bit unsettling.
Yes.
When I was a kid at the pool, this is probably another thing that ruined the beach for me. My mom just loved going to the pool in the summer. We would sit there for hours all day, and then we go to the beach, and it was the same thing. And you're a kid, and you're powerless, and you can't say I want to go. You can say you want to go somewhere else, but you know you're not going to necessarily be listened to.
Right.
If the adults are like, no, we're staying. We like this here, and it just became too much for me. And at some point, when I was able to make my own decisions and live my own life, no, that is never happening again.
Yep. No more pool.
So it
no more ocean.
It doesn't mean that I couldn't be eased back into it.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't be opposed to trying. These are just the things that I've built up. Most of these things revolve around that one idea that I don't like being out there all day. So I've created reasons to make sure I'm right.
What if you were the metal detector guy?
Yeah, honestly, that does interest me.
Yeah, maybe you would need a job to do on that beach. You weren't just sitting around waiting for the sun to change position so you can move your chair. You're looking for that gold ring.
But I feel like that's a bad place to do it because there's a lot of people who do. What are you going to find? Some bottle caps. You know, a lot of trash gets buried, and so there's going to be a lot of false calls, and that's going to be disappointing.
Every bleep that you find is exciting. You have like a little bit of an excitement, like maybe this is it. And people usually go do that like early in the morning, though. They don't just do it like in the middle of the day.
And then a disappointment when it's not something that's cool.
But maybe you do get cool things.
Okay, I'm not going to shut it down. I would try that.
All right.
Get a metal detector, and I'll go metal detect the beach. This beach, have you ever seen this beverage plate that fits over a bottle? You know, a bottle kind of
tapers out?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then this thing uses that taper to sit on it. So you put this over, and then it's got little compartments to hold snacks. I hate it. I can't stand this thing.
So wait, is the bottle empty? Because then you can't drink.
That's a good question. I've never
maybe
even thought about it.
Maybe you have to lift it up, and then you may as well just have all right, well, maybe you don't have like a surface to put it on. But to take a drink, you can take off the circle and drink your beer and then put it back on. That
seems like a lot of work.
How big are these wells for snacks?
You could probably put a handful of cashews in there. I know it's cashews. I just enjoy calling it cashews.
I'll call them cashews.
The problem with this is outside of the practical problem you just brought up. It's a real product. You should look it up. And I never even thought about that. And how do you drink out of it? It must just be, like you said, an empty bottle. Then you use this. But it represents a personality and a lifestyle that I have no interest in. So you didn't see that. Did you see any sunscreen alcohol flasks?
This is at the topless beach I went to?
Yeah.
Or just at the beach where I just was?
The topless beach, because I'm trying to gauge if this was actually a good beach or not.
Okay.
So these are sunscreen bottles. They look like sunscreen, but they're really flasks, so you can sneak your booze onto the beach.
No, because this was an all-inclusive resort.
So it was all allowed. Yeah,
I did have a family that sat in front of me with my boobs out. They were Americans. And they turned... This is what I don't understand, too. People who turn their back on the ocean and look at the beach.
That's a thing.
Yes, I've seen it other places. They've turned their back on the ocean, and bless them, they brought music with them to play on the beach.
That's another thing on my list.
I hate to say this, but a very close friend of mine, I know that they do this, and I'm very against it.
Because it's not just your experience. There are other people there, and you're going to blast your music and not give a shit about them.
Yeah. And what kind of music are you listening to? Maybe other people aren't going to like it. Maybe people within your own party don't like it. And then also, what do you go to the beach for? I don't want to hear music. I want to hear my own music or something in my head, like with my earbuds or something, not in my head. Not that kind of music.
Yeah, you're starting to reveal a few things about your fragile mental state.
La 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 at the beach.
Dead Girls Lemonade.
Dead Girls Lemonade.
That's a callback. That's a callback for anyone who doesn't know. Go back and listen to some old episodes and you'll find it.
No, maybe I want to hear my music, through earbuds or something, but yeah, I don't like that. And I'm there to hear the ocean. We're here at the ocean. I want to hear the ocean moving around. Seagulls.
Oh, those creatures. They stole my sandwich once when I was a kid. Right out of my hand.
Well, were you holding it up?
No, I was eating it. I was eating the thing.
They are really brave.
It came in from behind, over my shoulder. I didn't even know what was going on. I grabbed it, and then it was gone. And it probably pooped on me in the process, but I was in such shock that I didn't realize it.
How old were you when this tragedy happened?
8, 9, 10, somewhere around there.
Oh, man. Did you cry?
No.
Did your mom have to give her her sandwich?
No, I don't remember what happened, but I like sandwiches.
Did you quietly process it and didn't tell anyone?
Anybody
asked you if you were hungry? You're like, no.
That may have happened. That's probably what happened. You know me very well. Ultimately.
Did you finish your sandwich, Greg? Leave me alone. And then you start digging a hole. Just keep digging that hole.
Yeah, because I would feel shame as though I was the loser who let a seagull eat my sandwich.
Right.
I would internalize that, these creatures, these nasty, vile creatures are stealing food from people left and right. But for some reason, in my mind, it's like, you're the loser. You're the one who can't get your shit together and couldn't protect your sandwich from that goddamn animal. From that flying, disgusting rat bird. You loser.
I don't mind a
failure.
seagull. I like to throw, the end of my sandwich out and maybe they come and get it.
Alka-Seltzer. That's what I like to throw. Is that real? It blows them up.
I don't know.
You never heard that?
No.
You give seagulls Alka-Seltzer and it'll kill them. It expands. And
so sad.
It is a shitty, like if that's a real thing.
Yeah.
I've never looked into it, but if that's a real thing and people are killing seagulls, then.
So this is another thing I wanted to say about the beach. I think it's interesting that there are a lot of deaths, a lot of drownings, a lot of, dangers in the water, things that have to do with just being not just animals, but just being in the water with like riptides and, exhaustion, stuff like that at the beach. But still, we're so drawn to it. I think maybe not so much you, but I think so many people. Is it just because it's the ocean? Is it just because it's water? Is it because of some sort of societal standard of relaxation? Of like, you go to the beach to relax. That's a vacation spot. Is that Why do you think that is? Why do so many people go to the ocean?
What's the psychology about the pull to the ocean?
Is it because we come from water? We're made of water? I don't know.
Subconscious. Somewhere we remember our lineage.
That's
I,
right. When we were just a single cell
I remember when we used to
organism.
live in the oceans, and I want to go back.
It's in our DNA. We're inside, we're created and like grow inside of water, inside someone's body.
Those
You
were
know, maybe
simpler times.
simpler time. Remember when you were a zygote?
I mean, it's a social thing, right?
Sure.
Going to the beach.
But that could be anywhere. That social experience could be done anywhere. I feel like the ocean specifically is what people are drawn to. The sound of it, people listen to the ocean to relax.
There's beauty there. Don't get me wrong. And I hope that I've established that. I think that the ocean is pretty, and I think beaches are beautiful, and I think people enjoy getting a different perspective on things. And it's a powerful, the ocean easily can kill you.
Oh yeah.
And people are drawn to things like that at times, but it's not as dangerous as base jumping, for example, so you don't have to be completely crazy. And this is not why most people get into the ocean, I don't think, but it's there a bit. It's like I'm in this thing that's so much bigger than I am, and it kind of puts me in its place. I also think it was accessible before they started privatizing beaches and making them exclusive. And when you're traveling, like you said, you're at this all-inclusive resort, those things somewhat bother me because that's a beach that the people of that country can no longer enjoy. They're not allowed on that beach.
Right.
And I'm assuming it's one of the better beaches, which is why someone bought it and started selling it. Okay.
Well, and they maintain it. They rake the sand.
Yeah, there's
They
certainly
clean it up.
there's work put in. It's not like Coney Island. In Coney Island, if you look at the pictures of the 20s, it's packed. People loved going out there. And I guess because New York too, it's a coastal city, and there are more beaches than you would think. Coney Island, Rockaways, Fort Tilden. You can just get on the Long Island Railroad and go to one stop Jones Beach, and there's plenty of access to beaches here. Surprisingly, I've been to 0 of them.
Well, not surprising. You don't like the beach.
Well, sure. It's just something that I think about. It's like you live somewhere 12 years and you've got all this. I guess I've been to Coney Island Beach, but not to hang out. It's because I've gone to Coney Island.
Okay.
Coney Island Beach at some point was just littered with needles and glass, and it's been cleaned up, and people are going out there and swimming again.
Okay.
But that was accessible. We can all go and do this thing, and it does get hot, and you think about times before air conditioners, and what are you going to do, really?
Right.
You want to
you're right.
find ways to cool off. So it was instilled then, I would assume. Now that we have access to climate control, there's some people like me who say there's no reason for me to go there, but there are still people who certainly like to go there, and I think at that point it's just because it represents a fun time with people. It's the possibility for that is there.
Yeah, and there is like an unplugging element. You've set your life up there, and now this is where you are. Like you're not going. You don't have to be anywhere. The only place you have to be is at the beach because you have food, you have drinks, you have a way to cool off,
And
all those things.
Yeah, and so it sounds like I'm not just straight up complaining about it, since I said that's what I was going to do. The unplugging element I can certainly get behind, but I cannot get it at the beach. Not a beach like that. That's probably why a cold, snowy beach is where I got that.
Mm-hmm.
But the crowded, overcrowded, loud beach, I can't get that there.
Nobody wants that though.
I know
no
they
one's
don't.
saying that that's the ideal.
I know, but it's what it is. That's the reality of it. So it's stressful. It's more stressful to me ultimately than not going to the beach.
Okay.
And I think that is the main reason I avoid it at this point. I would rather go to a mountain somewhere where I could be somewhat alone or with a few people that I like. And that's where it would be easier to sit and like, look, I've got no responsibilities right now. I can just hang out with you. We are going to have a good time and there's no expectations. And this is wonderful.
That has appealed to me more and more as I think I've gotten older, is like a mountain something. I think before when I thought about the mountain, I was like, what's the fucking point? I don't understand. But now I would love to sit on a porch with like in the morning and it's all misty out in the distance and you have a cup of coffee and you have it with your two hands and you're wearing like you're bundled in some like nice sweater
love it.
thing. Yeah. And
Bundle.
then it's
Bundle on
and
'em.
maybe it's cold and there's a hot tub And at night you get in the hot tub even though it's really cold out.
I'm all for that.
Okay.
That sounds wonderful. It is interesting when you're younger, the reflective part is not what you want.
No, I don't want to sit on a porch. Like, what are we doing? Where are we going? What's next?
The beach can certainly have a party atmosphere. Think about MTV's Grind. Remember that?
Oh,
the dancing
God, yeah.
show? And then when they would do Spring Break edition or the Summer Beach House edition, and they would all be on the beach. I guess, or maybe it was by a pool, but they was also on the beach. And just so,
That was a whole different thing.
I know
no one
that's-
is there because they love the beach. They're there because they want to show off their bodies. They want to look at bodies.
I know, but that's what MTV was selling to me as an impressionable middle schooler. Like, this is what you want. And I went to Spring Break at the beach once, and I hated it.
Oh, like with your class or something, like with friends?
It was just with friends. I went with my friend Kent, and I enjoyed hanging out with him. And we also bought all this booze from Costco that I don't even know how we got it. Who bought it for us? But then I ran into my neighbor, and she saw us pushing around a bunch of alcohol, and I was like, "Oh no, my mom's gonna find out." But
Did she find out?
No, she didn't. I mean, going alone, if she did, she probably should have said something. This was. I didn't go to spring break at the beach though until college. I was 20. I was close to legal drinking age.
That's fine.
But going down there, the competition amongst dudes,
Yeah.
because they're all there to pick up chicks, and then everyone getting drunk and loud and vomiting,
Yeah.
and that
appealed to me for a while when I was young. Like we would go, I think we went with my mom and my aunt, me and Anna, we went to some spring break, but we went to a different, like more relaxed, more adult town in Florida. And then Anna and I drove to where like cool people were, like maybe it was like Daytona or something. I don't know. And we were driving around and listening to music really loud and like talking to people and asking for beads, but without showing our boobs and stuff. Cause we were like, we're not going to show our boobs.
can we have beads but no boobs?
Yeah.
Did
What
you
are
get beads?
How are you going to earn them? I'm like, nothing. Just give them to me.
That's the attitude that how are you going to earn them?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Gotta earn them.
You
What? Those
pervert.
2 cents worth of plastic bullshit?
Where did that even start? I know Mardi Gras is the big thing with the beads and flashing, but why? Why did it turn to flashing?
I don't know. It almost seems like a dowry or something. You know? here's some beads.
Yeah, show them.
Woo!
Show me those tits.
Man, what does that do for a man? Like, to me, I guess when I was younger, seeing a boob was like, a boob. But when you're an adult and you just see boobs and then you see them all night long because you're throwing beads at them, is it really worth anything to you?
But if you're the guy who's getting the woman to show them to you,
Yeah.
then maybe it's a power thing. It's like, I got her to do that.
Just what does that do for you later? Do you like jerk off to that or something? Like, oh, I made so many girls do something they weren't that into for my beads.
How you internalize it and carry it and then release it later, I don't know.
Are they like, are they recalling all the boobs in like a spank bank scenario?
Well, these days, I assume there's pictures being taken of all the boobs.
Yeah.
People with their phones nonstop.
Yeah.
Grab the pics.
All right. Maybe that's
And then
part
you
of
can
it.
take them back. Anyway,
I got a blurry picture of a nipple.
So when you got to this Party Beach, USA, what did you do?
We drove around and listened to my Daft Punk album on my tape player in my mom's car, I think.
That's cool.
And
You cruised.
yeah, we cruised. I think we got out at one point and Anna actually kissed somebody that we just met because she's a wild person. I was always drawn to that kind of thing. Like I was drawn to excitement and danger, but I could never follow through. When something like that would happen, I'd be like, oh, get out of here. I was always scared. It always scared me. But she'd like go for it. I think because she was raised a little bit more strict. So she would go over just like a little bit farther than I would.
You're living vicariously, watching her make out with these.
It was fun. It was just like a kiss, like low, low, and then they were gone. You know, I was like, holy shit, Anna. That was a fun time. I had a great time that trip. But yeah, for people who continue that lifestyle of like, we're going to go to the beach and get fucked up, I don't understand that. Like just to go to the beach and party.
Part of the problem is I think that is carrying on later into life now. People aren't growing out of it as much.
Yeah.
So you have to deal with it even more. And when these beaches are available to everyone, you can't do anything to stop that. Or if it's the resort beach where that's encouraged, it's like, get as drunk as you can and get out there.
Nah, the resort beach wasn't like that. It was very chill.
Maybe they limited the age.
Well, the drinks are free. So, I mean, they're not giving you the strongest drinks ever. But I guess you could order, wisely and like just like a vodka soda, or like vodka on the rocks.
Yeah, if you're just drinking beer, which I wouldn't want to do in a hot day like that if I was out all day. But you know what you're getting with it.
Yeah.
It's not watered down as much.
Presidente.
So these are the reasons that if I could find a nice beach, I think I could get into it.
Okay. I think you would enjoy Hawaii.
I've been to Hawaii.
Okay, but did you go to the beaches?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you like it?
In those board shorts I told you about, there's a picture
Did
of
you
me
really?
somewhere in those exact board shorts. I did like it, but I also went to Honolulu because it's not just about the beach for me. I like cities. When I like to travel, I like to go to cities. And
see, because I went to Honolulu also, and I was a little bit disappointed because it was such a city. I wanted to go to Hawaii. I wanted to go to like the tropical Hawaii. I enjoyed the city. It was nice. You could get like all that poke, which was delicious. I guess you don't like the fish. Poke is delicious. You get like weird, Asian like influence on everything. It's really good. But we drove to like the northern part of that island so that we could get away from all of the touristy stuff.
Yeah, I ended up taking a bus with my girlfriend at the time from Honolulu to another part of Oahu. Mm-hmm. But that was more just to explore and not get to a different beach. So we swam with turtles. We found like not like a thing where it's like, come on, everybody, you'll swim with it. No, it was like a local beach, and there were just turtles fucking out there. It was amazing. Yeah, that's nice. And then you disrupted their habitat, and all the babies died. Well, yeah, I touched them, and I spray painted my initials on their
All the babies are dead now because of you.
So going to Honolulu, though, it wasn't necessarily about the beach.
Okay.
It was because I wanted to go to Hawaii. I was curious about it, and I wanted to go to the city.
Okay.
I also had this idea. For some reason, I really liked Hawaii in my mind because now that I think back on it, it's not something that I seemingly would like. So much sunshine and doesn't get cold.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go out there. I applied for school at the University of Hawaii, and I was accepted.
Really?
I could have gone there and never known you.
Wow. Wait. I would have known. Oh, no. I guess you were at Georgia State.
No, because then I chose to go to Georgia State because I wanted to get into radio. It's
yeah.
like, well, what's the best chance for me to do that?
What were you going to do in Hawaii?
I at least was able to make some clear-headed decision at that point. I didn't know. It would just be cool. That was it.
I think that's legitimate at 18 years old.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But because I did have an idea of what I wanted to do, that would have moved me away from it. So if you don't know, and I do think it's ridiculous that you expect 18-year-olds to know exactly what they want to do. But because I did know, to just not do that, to go live in Hawaii, a place I probably wouldn't have liked that much ultimately in the end.
Yeah.
I
hear it's really
choice.
tough to live there. Really expensive. Lots of problems if you are mentally ill. Lots of homeless or real troubled there because it's an island, you can't get the care for them that they need. There are people who are getting elderly on the islands and have to travel to all these other islands and take planes every week to see doctors on other places. Like, it's a whole mess.
Yeah, an ordeal.
Yeah.
The isolation is something that I thought about. It's like, I wonder if it gets to these people to realize like your access to move is limited.
It really is. People get like the island gets smaller and smaller, they say.
And I could see that definitely taking a toll.
And I think there's a lot of trouble if you're not a local. There's like a lot of racism against people who, because a lot of the history there is like white people coming and fucking taking it over.
So it's deserved. You come in and you take our land and treat us like shit.
And then you come here and you're like, yeah, you're not taking the land, but you're acting like you're a local, and it's like, no, we are local because my family has been here for however long.
I think that's fair. I mean, whatever your reasons are going there, there's a way to do it respectfully.
Sure.
But people certainly probably show up and take ownership.
Yeah.
I'm here. Now this place is complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You know what this place needs is a Starbucks.
ruin it. That's what people like to do. They like to go in, and it's all about the pursuit of money, which, again, make money in certain ways, but to dismiss cultures and the way things exist. And
How things were working already.
yeah, you lose a lot in that.
You do.
You lose a lot. That something being unique or different. That means a lot. And I don't know why people have no regard for it or no ability. You can chalk stuff up to being overly sentimental, sure. But, it's one of the reasons that I enjoy going to cities, which as cities become more and more generic as time goes on, there's still places to go. And I like to go see the way people live. And it's because it's concentrated. And you're not a weirdo. Like if you go out to a less populated area and you're going to see how people live and you're just a stranger in someone's land, it doesn't work as well. Here you can just walk the streets and like, I'm going to go to this place. And I really get into that. I want to see what's real. And a lot of the cities these days, especially Venice, for example, it's just grocery stores are disappearing. Actually, just amenities that people who live there need because it's all catering to tourists. That is the industry now. And so then the place doesn't even, what are you going there for? If you're not going to see the place for what it is.
It's like a Disney World at that point.
Yes. If you're not going to see it for what it is and it's changing because you're there, why are you going? So you
people are asleep. They don't know that what they're looking at isn't real.
And they don't care.
That's how I felt when I was in Hawaii and we were watching one of those like Hawaiian like shows. Like we went to a luau and I was like, this is all such bullshit. I mean, I want to see
a real luau, not one put on for the white person from the mainland.
Yeah. I mean, if someone wants to blow some fire in a backyard luau in someone's, pineapple farm, that's different than if someone wants to like do it at the rooftop ballroom C at the Marriott, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. There's no curiosity really for how other people live.
Yeah.
Because you want it to feel comfortable, ultimately. I want to go somewhere where I feel comfortable. All right, well, this place has been changed to the point where it just caters to tourists and it's not going to feel like anything else and you're going to love it. And that really bothers me.
What's the point?
That's the question. But as long as people still go and spend the money, this stuff's going to exist. So it's obviously a demand for it. And
do you feel like any of that logic applies to the beach? Do you feel like the beach has become something?
That's what I was just going to say. I do feel like Destin, for example, was a beach I enjoyed going to with my dad when we were younger because it was a relatively quiet place. And I haven't been in a very long time, but since he got that place in Pensacola, he said he looked at Destin and it's just, you won't even recognize it. It's been overbuilt and it's probably got 6 Joe's Crab Shacks and some place called Krabby Dick's and who knows what else exists.
Yeah. And the fish that they get from it isn't even local. It's shipped from a distributor, even though it's right next to the ocean.
Yes. Yes, exactly that. It's just a place to go and be seen. It's the same people who go to these exotic places that are no longer exotic just so they can take pictures and post them online. And look where I am. Look what this.
Oh, that's a big thing too. Being at the beach, taking pictures of yourself at the beach, doing that whole beach thing where it's like all you see are the person's knees and their toes and then the water.
Yeah, like that picture's never been taken before. Like people have never been to the beach before. You're not special.
Slut life. It's Slut life. Do you read that as slut life?
I don't see it.
Oh, it's on cars. People put it on their cars, right? And it says salt life, but I always read it as slut life.
I know when you said it, I know it. I've heard people say it or reference seeing it, but I've never been around a car that. So now, if I do say it, I'll think of slut life. But
it turns out Tim Andrew, he does the same thing. I said it, and he was like, I always see slut life too. I don't understand what that is. Is that a brand, Salt Life, or is it just being sold at one of those, like surf something stores?
It probably
at the beach?
Was some organic thing where some insufferable person bragging about being at the beach and called it Salt Life, #Salt Life, and then someone copyrighted it and now they sell it. It's like the fact that Ron John Surf Shop, you see those stickers on people's cars. It's like, it's just a company. It's a business. And it's not even a local. It probably was local at some point to some beach, but now it's everywhere. It's part of these generic beach towns, and you're putting on your car and you're just helping promote this shit.
I know. You may as well just get a Coca-Cola like sticky and put it on your window. What's the difference?
There is no difference, but people think that they're relaying something about their
I'm a
personalities
Coca-Cola person.
and who they are to the world by putting that on there.
RC cola for me.
And this is what it's all being destroyed, Autumn.
Okay.
There's nothing.
So we have to find the purest beach that is as empty, that is empty. You have to get new shorts. We have to find shorts that fit you perfectly. And we have to get new bathing suit.
Got to get socks.
And
no sea socks.
no sea socks. No show.
Yes.
I like no sea. And a metal detector.
All right, then you got it. I'm in.
All right, and then we'll go to the beach for the day, and then we'll drive to the mountains.
Yeah, that was the nice thing about Hawaii. The mountains are right there, so you do have the beach, and you can get into the mountains.
I just loved looking around at Hawaii. Like, people were living in these like big swaths of land, and then it seemed like 50 yards behind their house was just like a sheer cliff, going up. It's crazy.
All right, so we've got a plan in place.
Okay.
So you're going to take me to the beach, right?
Yep. But then we also have to get to a colder climate in the mountains.
No. This is not. It doesn't have to be cold. This can be a real hot beach, and because I'm willing to change, I'm open-minded. I will tell you one thing I do like when beaches have boardwalks, and I know that those can be taken over by chains too. But nighttime at the beach, I love.
Oh, sure.
And you walk on the boardwalk, and if there's some carnival rides or something, amusement park rides, not carnival, because carnival usually means they're traveling, and I won't ever ride those. I don't trust a ride that can be packed up and unpacked.
By those people who
Yeah.
look like that.
But if it's an amusement park that's permanently a fixture, I mean, Coney Island is like that, and I really do enjoy Coney Island. It's gotten cleaned up a bit. When I first moved to New York, it was great because one of the first things you saw right when you got off the train, and this is where the Nathan's Hot Dog is, and across the street, that the buildings were boarded up. It's like yes, this. And there was a place.
You felt like there's a realism there.
Yeah. I mean, this place has been neglected. That's just a weird thing I like, too. I like looking at places that were once on top of people's minds and people cared about them, and they just, why did it get to the point where they started neglecting them? But one of my favorite pictures, I have a picture on my wall. Yeah, a picture I took that I framed. But it says Playland. So it's this place. It's like it's all run down and boarded up, and there are weeds growing all around it. It's called Playland. It was at Coney Island when I first moved here. It's been since demolished, and it doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, it's like, wow, that place used to be a place that people went to play. Now look at
Playland.
it. And now look at it. But no, still going to Coney Island, I enjoy that. Because the beach is there. I can stay on the boardwalk. And that place gets crowded too, so I can deal with it.
No, I like a boardwalk, getting a hot dog.
Yeah.
Getting a beer.
Some ice cream you have to eat in a minute, because if you don't, it melts.
Ice cream needs to be a topic, because I have some thoughts on ice cream lately.
We'll do ice cream as a topic. I just try to separate the food topics. Quite often when I'm thinking about topics, food comes up. I'm like, can't always do food.
All of yours are food.
Well, we just did sandwiches. And I mean, we did diets.
Sandwiches with Lucky Eights. You can download it.
Yes. So there you go. And we have a plan. Thank you. I'm open-minded, and you've convinced me. But you have to facilitate everything.
Oh, okay. I got to do it all.
Yeah. You got to buy me the clothes.
Oh, God.
That I need, and get the transportation in order that gets us to the beach. Pick the beach.
Okay.
Yeah, that falls on you. But I'll give it a go.
All right. I'll start working on that. I gotta go now because I have a lot of work to do. Thank you for listening to One Topic. You can find us on all the platforms. If you are not finding us on a platform that you like to find podcasts through, let us know so we can apply to be on it. And like and subscribe, rate and review us, because we like to see those numbers go up. Only if you're going to give us 5 stars. Actually, 4 stars I'll take.
No.
3 if it's constructive.
No. 5.
Okay, don't wait.
Give the 5. Give the 5, but be constructive.
Okay, but also, if you really do feel like it's a 3, just private message us somewhere and tell us what's going on. You don't have to rate. You don't have to review it.
Yeah, what are you trying to do when you write the nasty review? Huh?
People are trying to warn others and say, like, beware, don't listen to it. It's not good.
Just kidding. Doesn't bother me. Don't bother me.
All right. Do all those things. Thanks for listening. Love you. Bye. Hey, Greg.
Hey, Autumn.
Do you like hot sauce?
You know, I do like hot sauce, but I'm getting pretty bored of my regular Texas Pete or Tabasco. I'm looking for a local sauce without any additives or extracts. A company that uses local peppers so it's as fresh as possible, and a company that really cares about the integrity of the sauce and where their ingredients come from.
Definitely.
And hey, while we're at it, I don't want a sauce with too many ingredients. You know, a lot of other sauces out there, they have all kinds of fillers. So I'd love to find a sauce with, I don't know, let's say no more than 5 ingredients. I mean, it's crazy, but there's gotta be a company out there that hand processes their sauce. You know, bottling and labeling every bottle themselves. I'm probably asking a lot.
Well, you really are, but there is a hot sauce out there who only uses 5 ingredients.
What?
0 fillers,
Huh?
additives, or extracts, and who bottles, labels, and packages everything themselves. It's called Hot Sauce.
What?
They're a small batch hot sauce company out of Chattanooga, Tennessee that's won Best Louisiana-style sauce in the country. How many times? Not once, not twice, 3 times.
3 times!
How does that sound, Greg?
I think that sounds amazing.
You know how you can get your own bottle of hot sauce?
No, tell me please now.
Hoffandpepper.com. And not only am I giving you the gift of the best hot sauce that you'll ever taste, I'm going to give you 15% off if you use the code ONETOPIC15.
Hold on, that's
Yes, get a pen and paper.
1 topic 15.
Good. That's ONETOPIC 15, all squished together. At checkout, you'll get 15% off your order, and your life will be better.
Thank you.
You're welcome.